Welcome back to Zealandism for another pulse-pounding edition of Somebody Said Something Crazy. So let's talk about it and talk about why it's crazy. I want to get something off off the front of my chest, right? I mean, I know I'm pretty flat-chested, but I want to get something off there anyways. I am a big fan of Ange Postecoglou. You guys probably know that by now. I'm the type of weird that I've tracked his career, known about him for a while, thought he's one of the rising superstars of the managerial world, and he's gotten his shot at the impossible challenge at Tottenham. And he's doing a pretty good job at it. Obviously, like, it's not been flawless for him, but he is doing a pretty good job, right? He seems to have brought Tottenham back into the fold of being able to compete, and he's certainly attempted to bring a new mentality, right? This is something that he's run into before. There were various parts of the Tottenham fan base or whatever last season that were hoping the team would lose to Arsenal lose to Manchester City so that Arsenal wouldn't be able to win the league. I believe I'm getting that situation right. If I'm misremembering it, I apologize. But essentially, in order for Arsenal not to win the league, Tottenham needed to lose. Obviously, Arsenal ended up not winning the league anyways, so it was all gravy train for Tottenham. But it was a very awkward match, right? Because Tottenham hates Arsenal more than they hate anybody else. And they were in a position where they were going to be able to determine if Arsenal had a decent shot to win the league or not. And Ange Postecoglou in my opinion, rightfully got very upset. You play every game to win. You should never go out there trying to lose. That is a disease. That's a disease that's basically going to infect the entire club. Which brings us to kind of the next time that Ange Postecoglou is talking about any sort of needing to win or not. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and play the quote for you with none of the context that we're going to be talking about here.
Yeah, I don't feel any more pressure because I felt the same pressure.
Oh, wait. Sorry. The question is about whether he feels more pressure or more of a desire to win when playing against Arsenal. Continue.
Pressure in that game. I want to win every game. It doesn't change for me. I don't care. I don't care who I'm playing, mate. Let's go out there and play each other. I'm going to want to beat you. I may not, but I'm going to want to. No, I don't know. You look pretty solid to me. A bit more fit. So, but I just want to win, mate. It doesn't change for me. And I think the key to success is I really would hate to think that I've got players in the dressing room who want to win this game more than any others, or prepare differently, or try harder in this game than any other, because that's not the way forward.
So that's the quote, right? And if you're like me, you watch that and you go, okay, that makes sense. I understand what Ange Postecoglou is trying to say. But I understood what he was trying. The first time I saw this quote, I was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. That makes complete sense. That does not stop people on Twitter from deciding that this is possibly the worst thing that they have ever seen. And this comes from this dude. Said, this bloke has absolutely no understanding of the tribalism and rivalry that is the bedrock of football in this country. Of course, you want to beat Arsenal more. Of course, it should matter more than other games. Last season, he was having a go at Tottenham fans who wanted to lose to City. Now this. How any Tottenham fan can feel a rapport with Postecoglou, I really don't know. Obviously doesn't get it. No, Rory Jennings, you don't get it. Okay, now look. If you are a fan and you're 8 beers deep, right, and you have a lifelong hatred of Arsenal, then you are going to want to beat Arsenal more than you are going to want to beat Brentford. Okay, but that is not the type of person that Ange Postecoglou is talking about here. He's talking about the players on the actual fucking team. That's what he's talking about. And the amount of effort that he expects, and the amount of desire that he expects. He is saying what you hope every single manager would say in this situation. What he is saying is that he expects his team to want to win every single game at the max level. Like, and the reason the max level is because you can't go past the max level. The whole point that Ange Postecoglou is trying to make, which I feel like is obvious when you actually watch this press conference, right? The point that he is trying to make is that he wants to win every game. Every time they play, it's max effort. Every time they play, it's desire. Like, he says it at the end of the freaking thing.
Differently, or try harder in this game than any other, because that's not the way forward.
He says that's not the way forward. Right, Ange Postecoglou is coming in here trying to build a winning culture. He is one of those managers that if you track him over the course of his entire career, he is a brilliant builder of, I don't want to say morale, that's not quite the right word, builder of atmosphere, builder of mentality, right? He builds clubs into winners. It's what he has done consistently at every place that he has gone in his career. That is obviously a huge challenge at Tottenham. Takes like this, I don't know if Rory's a Tottenham fan or not. He's got Chelsea Rory in his name, so I'm going to go with no. But it is a particular challenge at Tottenham, a club that is used to trying to play spoiler, that is used to not actually being in contention for winning things. But that is why I figured Ange Postecoglou was a perfect hire. He is somebody with a proven record of building winners, right, out of things that are not winners. And he is going into the ultimate challenge for that type of manager. But saying that at the end, it's not the way forward, because he wants his team to have this mentality that they're going to try as hard as they possibly can in every game, right? And I'd imagine, like, if you're not a professional athlete, which I am, of course, I am not a professional athlete either. I don't know what gave it away. Maybe the fact that I'm always sitting here talking to you people. I don't know. But this is a professional athlete's mentality. Like, the amount of effort that it takes to win a Premier League match, even when you're the better team, is something that is hard for us to imagine, right? I wake up, I order Five Guys, I read the news, and I sit down and talk about things in the news that I want to talk about with you, right? If you are a professional footballer in the Premier League, the amount of stuff and the amount of effort, the amount of mental commitment and determination that it takes to beat Brentford, the team that you don't really care about beating, but is just important, like literally just as important for winning the title. All 3 points are created equal, okay? Right. And obviously the 3 points against Arsenal is going to feel better for a lot of the fans, but all the 3 points are created equal. And Ange Postecoglou is trying to get a team that is going to stay committed and work as hard as possible and beat those teams. I'm sorry, but this take sucks. And also points out that having a go at Tottenham fans who wanted to lose to City, you should never want to lose. The only logical explanation for wanting to lose a game is if you are playing in an American sports league, you can't make the playoffs, and losing literally gives you a better draft pick. But winning in football always helps. It always gives you more points. It always gives you more of this. It always gives you more of that. Like, winning in football, winning in soccer, it is always good. Okay? And look, I have to say, I agree with the mentality of we're not going to worry about what other people are doing. We're going to worry about what we're doing. And Ange Postecoglou did not say anything weird or anything out of pocket in this entire answer. He even managed to diffuse what felt like a tense situation there for a second with a joke about how he was going to play the journalist, but the journalist looked fit, and so he was probably going to lose. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't want to win. Well, yeah, you want to win every game. You want to win. This is such a non-answer. It's such a non-answer. I mean, it's honest, right? It's an honest answer. But outside of that, there's absolutely nothing here. Now, of course, they went on to lose to Arsenal 1-0. That happened earlier this morning. I'm recording this now, kind of right after that happened. But I don't think that colors this at all. Because Ange Postecoglou wanted to win that game, right? This has nothing to do with understanding of tribalism and rivalry that's the bedrock of football in this country. I'm going to be honest, that sentence kind of pisses me off. Right now, I've talked about the base of everything. Now we're going to go into that sentence specifically. What do you think? Tribalism and rivalry is exclusive to England? Dude, fuck off. It's not. Every single country, every single team almost, right, is going to have a rival. That one team that they really want to beat more than any other. Right? This idea of English football exceptionalism is stupid. The reason you can have away days, right, so effectively is because the country is 5 minutes long. Okay, the reason that the United States does not have away days in the same way is because when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are playing the Los Angeles Rams, right? It's a 6-hour flight. It's a 50-hour drive. Okay, you do that, right? You do that. You let me know. With no trains, okay. Even the other countries in Europe, like England, has an excellent footballing culture. Obviously. But the idea that England is alone in a lot of the great aspects of that footballing culture or sporting culture in general is wrong. Like, do you think Ange Postecoglou, because he was managing in fucking Scotland, he managed in the Old Firm derby? You're telling me he doesn't understand the tribalism and rivalry that's the bedrock of football in England because he was only managing in one of the biggest derbies in world football in Scotland, like a stone's throw away? He just doesn't get it, right? Because he dominated the Old Firm derby with Celtics, so there's no way he could possibly understand what it takes to win the big rivalry games, right? That makes absolutely no sense, and it's stupid, and I hate that take. That being said, Rory, hope you're having a good day. I just hated this tweet, you know? I'm not coming at you personally. I just didn't like the tweet. You know, but to suggest that somebody that clearly has a very good grasp on winning and losing and clearly has a very good grasp on like team building and stuff, to suggest that that guy obviously doesn't get it because he's not just because he's providing a team building answer instead of a fan service answer in this particular instance, it's just wrong. It's just not right.